have to sound like a black guy. You're about to bust out into a Negro spiritual.
But what about the crackhead from the movie? At the very end and near the beginning, welcome to Hollywood where your dreams come true.
There are two black guys in this movie, people.
The crackhead.
One's a crazy hobo crackhead. The other one's
I think he's the fairy godmother.
limousine driver.
I think he's the fairy godmother. The crackhead.
He didn't do anything to be a fairy godmother.
See it when dreams come true. Hollywood.
He was just crackhead Morgan Freeman.
That's what I said. Fairy godmother.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another brand new episode of Chick Flick Shuffle. Today, we are reviewing Pretty Woman, a movie that proves that with enough money, you can indeed turn a whore into a housewife.
What?
I mean, if you're having problems, then you're not working enough hours or you're not trying hard enough.
Or you're not rich enough.
Well, this guy had $1 billion in
1990.
1990.
1990. That's when it came out. So
Yeah, we're just going to assume.
In the 80s, it looked like the 80s. The soundtrack.
It looked really 80s.
it came out in 1990, so we'll assume it takes place in the late 80s.
Yeah, it looked really 80s.
But you
Wow.
mentioned a good point, and I'm just going to skip right into the end. I actually don't have too many problems with this movie, although I do have like a decent amount. But as you just mentioned, he has $1 million. Why did the forced drama they put at the end? Oh, I'm just gonna leave. When he's like, you should stay with me forever, and she's like, no thanks.
This isn't my fairy tale ending.
He has $1 million, and before you met him, you were a prostitute.
Yes, but
That's as fairy tale as it gets, people.
she's not a gold digger like his wife and girlfriend were.
Yeah.
Well,
Because they all left him, even though he was rich. Apparently, this is before when you leave a man, you get half his money.
well, his wife did keep the house and the dog, so.
Yeah, but not his money. So he doesn't care. He can buy a new house and get another dog.
I think the house was worth so much that it didn't matter.
Yeah, the house.
She's gonna have to play for upkeep then.
Yeah.
I don't know where she's gonna get that,
No,
that place.
no.
no.
That's all she's gonna be able to afford, Consuelo.
So, should we introduce ourselves?
No,
Okay.
because I'm still. Why? The ending is so forced. It was completely pointless. And then all it took to win her back was drive over there with some roses and an umbrella. And she wanted to come back anyway, but she was too proud to admit it, that she would just rather go to wherever she was going to just be with this millionaire man. It's unbelievable.
She was gonna go and get her
This would
GED.
never happen.
She was gonna go and get her GED and get an education.
And then
She
he
can do
stopped
that.
her.
With a billionaire.
How much money does he actually have? Is the
Oh,
question.
no, a lot. That's all we know. He's rich.
When you walk into a Beverly Hills clothing environment and just say, here, take my credit card. That's how much money you have. You have credit card. You don't even need money. It's limitless credit card. You have a back credit card, you are done. That's better
I
than
don't think
platinum.
he had that credit card. I think he just had a black card.
You want to know why it's black? Because it's back. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is End.
My name is Stray.
And I'm Geo.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
New opening.
Yeah, we're not going to be
the
using
opening
it.
to our shows from here on out is me ranting about the end of the movie at the beginning.
And then we introduce ourselves. We're over-explaining stuff. It ruins the joke.
It's not over-explaining. It's just weird. It's a weird thing they did, and I would even forgive it if they just did it to, like, make the movie last longer so it can be feature length. But it's 2 hours long.
Yeah, that's what really got to me about this movie. It's 2 hours long, and the story could be told in so little time.
I gotta admit, that's probably my biggest pet peeve of the movie, is that it's too long. They could cut a good 20, 30 minutes out of this movie. It would be fine. The pacing just needs to be tightened up. Because there's montages. This is one thing. They start with the shopping montage, and then they skip the montage. We're like, wow, this movie didn't do the montage. I'm so happy. Then they go back and do the montage. And that's not the only montage. There's a very long dating montage. And then the few times they do show them having sex, it is the slowest sex I have ever seen in my life. Why are they having sex that slow? It's terrible.
It's because the man, he's not used to it. He's too busy working.
Like, he's paying by the hour. You might as well just try to get more than 2 thrusts in there, my friend.
He paid her ahead of time.
Yeah. But that was my main thing, because after that, I was with it for that first hour. But then through most of that second hour, I was like, getting bored.
Yeah.
Why is this in there?
Yeah.
It just seems like, and I hate to use this term because a couple of movies ago, we just talked about a movie that was just entirely fluff. But this isn't as bad as New Year's, but there's a decent amount of fluff in here.
Yeah.
But here's some things I do like. I like the acting, most of it.
Yeah.
All of it. I think everybody gave a pretty good performance. And I think Richard Gere and Julia Roberts actually had a very genuine chemistry in this movie that worked. I could see these two people, being together. And, there's some other movies that we watch that's enough of that, but this is the first time I really noticed that, these two people, they should be together. It's fun. And the relationship that happens, happens kind of naturally. They're not, like, forcing them together or anything. So...
Like how Stella got her groove back?
That didn't seem forced to me. That also seemed pretty natural. It's like, I don't know, we've seen so many movies, where a girl goes out with a guy just because the guy is there. And then they meet each other once, and then all of a sudden they're just in love for eternity.
A Cinderella story?
Yeah, movies like that.
Because that's what this is.
But this movie built the relationship better. And like Cinderella, come on, that was one night. This movie was a week. That makes all the...
They were chatting on the internet for a while, too.
I was talking about the actual Cinderella story.
Ah.
Actually, now that I think about it, there was one thing about the performances here. Mainly Julia Roberts. Did you notice that he had banged the Brooklyn out of her? He started with the Brooklyn accent. Then after they had sex, she was just Julia Roberts.
I can't unsee it now.
You mean unhear it?
I can't unhear it now. That makes sense. I thought something was off with her voice, but I forgot what it was. A Brooklyn accent in Hollywood, California.
That's another thing. Wow.
He got rid of her Brooklyn rage.
Because even though they stood on like the stars of fame or whatever, I forgot they were in California. Mainly because they stayed in like a hotel most of the time.
Yeah.
And a horse race that's you don't. That's not what you typically think of when you think California, and I think I would know because I used to live there. So, yeah,
Not Hollywood, California.
close enough.
Is it?
You'll
Is
ever
it
be
really?
right? Yes,
There weren't enough Mexicans.
that's true. But then again, this is the 1990s. They weren't prone to show Mexicans in movies at this time, unless they looked white, which is why the Sheen family is famous.
Yeah, I forgot that they're Latino.
You you didn't forget. That's a coping mechanism. So some little things that popped up in my mind. After the night they had sex the first time, they're watching I Love Lucy. Then they have sex. Then it's the next day, and she takes a shower. And after she takes a shower, she says, "You know what? I'm gonna take a bath." She really is the cleanest prostitute ever. It's not that she has condoms hidden in her boots. One of them is made of pure leprechaun gold. She takes a bath after she takes a shower.
Apparently, she wants to be Japanese.
I'm turning Japanese. I'm
That
turning
what they do?
Japanese. I really think so.
Your people hate Japan.
Yeah.
They would be so shamed right now if they heard you say that. Unlike Barney, the hotel manager. I don't know why, because he doesn't do a lot, but
Yeah, but he does enough.
Yeah.
he does just enough.
It's like, look, if you're gonna be with this guy, you might as well try and look good.
Like, if anything, he's the fairy godmother for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Something about the way Vivian acts so low class annoyed me at the beginning.
And then she became so high class so quickly.
No, then she became so middle class.
So basically, you're telling me that her being a prostitute annoyed you because you knew deep down inside that she was Julia Roberts the whole time.
Yeah, I think that might be it. Then again, I wouldn't know jack squat about like salad forks and all that, but
I used to.
I thought it was you just
She
she
took
put
from the
ketchup
very
on that.
left.
She put ketchup on that steak. That is. I've watched
But
enough
here's
Food
the-
Network to know that's not good.
Hey, a lot of steak sauce involves ketchup in the
Yeah,
ingredients.
steak sauce, but not just ketchup.
What, you take some ketchup, you put some soy sauce, you put some chemical X, bam, steak sauce. Not that hard.
So that means I ate some yakisoba noodles today by taking some spaghetti and cooking them with soy sauce.
You need some chemical X though.
That's right. You can't forget
Of
it.
course.
It's the most important
Of
ingredient.
course, I put chemical X in there.
You're
And
trying to
that's how
create
powerful funny was
good.
get it.
The chemical X is liquid habanero. Don't ask where I got it.
We know where you got it from. Alright. I was tracking your credit card and I saw you took a little visit to the zoo the other day.
Say that, yet I got a new credit card.
You really need to check where you got that new credit card from because I'm gonna tell you right now, that company doesn't exist. That's my company. And you owe me interest.
Already.
Already. You haven't even used it yet. Let's talk. This is a character that almost has nothing to do. Well, with the movie, but he's in it a lot. He's kind of creepy.
The guy that
Creeps me out a
has the
little bit.
skateboard with a knife in it?
No, but that would be creepy. Is that in here?
Yeah, when she goes back to that club, the blue banana, and they try to leave, and that I guess the guy that's the pimp or something, or the drug
The
dealer,
Latino pimp.
the drug,
See,
the-
there's your Mexican.
shut the fuck up, the drug dealer, and he shows up,
Latino
and they try to threaten Richard Gere's character, and the guy pulls out a knife from under his skateboard.
What?
That's actually kind of awesome. I was talking about the guy that runs the elevator.
Oh yeah, that guy was creepy too. He just when she first gets out of the elevator, he just looks out.
Looking.
It's like, yeah, you're gonna hit that. Oh, I like the watch.
So hard. You know how hard he looks? I'm pretty sure his name is Bob. That's how hard he looks.
He wants to watch.
No, we should agree to the light people watching. Everybody, get out. Get out of here. Like he owns the whole hotel. And I'm gonna bang you on this piano in slow motion. 2 thrusts per hour. Honestly, I wish he was like the hero in Speed now. Like there'd be a bomb in her vagina, and he can't thrust more than like 10 times an hour, or she'll explode.
She has a snook. She has a snook in her snatch.
Well, let's talk about some of the other characters then. You can never go wrong with that. I want to talk about her best friend, even though I don't really know what to say about her. She's there.
She's a crackhead.
She's a prostitute.
She's a crackhead, but not as bad as the crackhead that died at the beginning.
Yeah, and you know what? Being that you told us that Vivian was supposed to be a crackhead, that would be Julia Roberts' character.
Yeah, that was the original.
That first part, I'm like, wow, that would make for some great foreshadowing.
It was probably at first, too.
Yeah. And, you know, thinking about that plot, while personally, I think I prefer that it wasn't used. If it being used meant there was less filler in this movie, I think they should have gone for it. Because it's like they made them take it out and they didn't know what to fill the rest of the time with.
Sex scenes!
Well, it was supposed to be like a dark movie, but then you made it to a romantic comedy by taking that out.
This is already a dark movie considering which studio it was distributed by.
What studio?
You forget? Yes.
I don't get it.
Yeah, we don't get it. Is it?
It's a Disney.
A pedophilia reference?
This is Disney? So, that's why they took out the crack.
Touching the blindness stones.
Yeah, this is a Disney company.
Yeah,
why did that make it dark all of a sudden?
I know, right?
Look,
it's dark for a Disney movie.
It's not a Disney movie, though. It's a subsidiary of Disney.
Milk Money is darker than this movie.
True. Lion King is darker than this movie, technically.
Lion King is darker than this movie.
It's because Lion King is Hamlet.
Lion King is Hamlet.
And then Hamlet was stolen art from Japan.
Really? Shakespeare went to Japan?
He's talking about Lion King because of Kimba the White Lion.
I have seen Kimba the White Lion, and when I watched it, I wasn't thinking Lion King. I was thinking, hey, this is Kimba the White Lion. God. Some people just don't understand.
Yes, have you seen the art side by side, though?
Art is one thing, but is the story the same?
The story was stolen from Shakespeare.
Well, not stolen, adapted. That's different. Shakespeare can be used for anything.
The difference is the difference between me getting an F on a report that I copied off of Wikipedia and getting an A on a report that I copied off of Wikipedia.
One of them was cited.
Wait.
One I stole, the other I adapted. And that's what we call evolution. Anyway, back to this movie. Gosh, you guys.
Are we Hillary Duffing this movie as a whole?
Yes, you are. I'm not, because I am faithful. I'm the type of man that all the prostitutes want to give up prostitution for. And that means... No, I'm not, because I'm broke.
Yeah. Do you have a job yet?
I just spent 3 months fixing this computer. That's my job.
Did you get paid for it?
I got paid in computer parts. Yeah. That's what I was going to talk about. Speaking of getting paid in computer parts, the guy from Seinfeld,
The jackass lawyer.
Yes.
Is that really what you want to call him?
That's what his character is.
Yes, but that's not his fault.
Yeah.
He didn't write this.
So we should
script.
call him by his character's name, Philip Stuckey.
I
That's
really
terrible.
hate that last name.
Yeah, Stucky. Sticky Stucky.
Oh God. I think he was made fun of in high school, and that's why he hates
Would
everyone.
explain a lot, yeah. He did turn into a douchebag, but it was kind of foreshadowed. But I don't know. I like his performance here, I guess is what I'm saying.
Mm.
You know, I like what he brings to the table in this movie because there's a lot of pseudo drama here in this movie. There's a lot of drama that doesn't make sense. Drama that doesn't need to be in this movie. For example, now, I'm not saying I don't understand where this is coming from, but when Richard Gere told Jason Alexander, let me go make sure that, yeah,
That's his name.
it's such a mundane name that I actually have to keep looking at it to make sure that's right. Jason Alexander. Okay. When Richard Gere tells Jason, hey, she's actually a hooker, and then Julia Roberts gets upset because you called me a hooker.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I can kind of understand what happened here. That you've been living this fantasy world so long that when someone actually like brings you out of it and reminds you that you're a hooker, it kind of catches you off guard. But at the same time, you're a hooker.
That's what
Why
your
are you
job
upset
was.
about
You
it?
know, your job was that. Like come on, you've just been living with this man for how long?
At that point, it's like 3 days.
Yeah, you're already used to this kind of life. Yeah, you're going to have to go back to there after your week is up, probably.
And I think that's why I like Jason in this movie.
Mm.
Because the scenes where he's being a genuine asshole, you know, that's an actual it's an actual problem. There's actual drama. It's well-deserved drama. It doesn't come out of thin air. It actually makes sense. There's a reason for him to get punched in the face. Not so much a reason for Julia Roberts to storm out of the room for being called a hooker. Not even called a hooker. Just Richard Gere letting someone know that she was or is maybe a hooker.
Yeah.
And like that also goes back to like the ending. It's just pseudo drama. Doesn't need to be there because it doesn't make sense. But whatever. I'm going around in circles now. So let's get our final thoughts. Starting with Stray.
Not a bad movie, just not heavy on the comedy part for sure.
Yeah, it's a romantic comedy. There's no comedy in romantic comedies.
Yeah. That's
Unless
basically
directed by Judd Apatow.
that's my main gripe with these movies, but it was an alright drama piece, I guess. It made sense, unlike certain movies we've watched before, which I will not go on to name because I don't remember any of off the top of my head, like End over there.
Hard Candy.
That is a completely different movie.
What's that movie?
You're a dick.
What's that
You know what?
movie? She is
I'd
not
like-
Batman.
And I'm going to send it off to... Oh, wait. Right. My rating for this movie? 3 out of 5. It doesn't really stick out in my mind, so... Yeah. Gio,
Well,
I guess?
Yeah, Geo.
Yeah.
He is the Geomancer. We don't call him by his last name, which is why we don't call him Geomancer. Just Geo.
So my
With
last
the
name
G.
would be Reaper?
That doesn't even make sense to most people, Stray.
Oh, well. This movie I think you said it earlier that the first hour of this movie was fine, but second hour, it drags on, and you just stop caring, and the drama at the end was kind of meh. It's like Jason Alexander's character shows up. He pretty much tries to rape her. Richard Gere shows up, punches him, makes him leave, and then she just wants to go. I felt that was like all like really quick. There was like no build up to that at all. Then all of a sudden, he goes to her house, plays an opera, has to conquer his fear of heights.
I completely forgot he had a fear of heights.
Yeah, because they don't cover it too much. There's not much of that being covered. It would have been nice to see some of those montages having him trying to conquer his fear and that never happening, and then he finally does for love, which never happens. It's just all of a sudden he does it.
Yeah.
Yep.
This movie could have been a lot better, and I would have liked to have probably seen its original intention of it being a lot darker, with her cocaine addiction, which never happened.
Yeah.
But I'll give it I guess I'll give it like a 3.5, maybe 3.5. The beginning is good. It's just the last half is kind of falls short.
Yeah.
Also, I love the petty revenge when she walks into that store that first told her to go away. She's like, "Look at all this stuff I bought. I would have bought it here if you didn't let me buy it, bitch." And just walks out.
I would actually do that to someone. Just to be an ass.
I love the petty revenge. That was great.
Well, she deserved it, so...
Yeah.
Now say it's my turn.
Oh, right. Now it's time for the end.
I thought this was going to be a 4 movie. Well, how come there's never any 5 movies on this show? My gosh. Anyway.
I think we only gave what did we give Little Women?
That was a 4 for me, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was like more or less around the 4.
Yeah. Well,
but this movie, like, I started watching it, and then now I'm like, okay, at this rate, this movie's obviously going to be a 4, right? It's much better than average movie, but it does slump at that halfway point, and oh boy.
It's basically, everything up to that point was basically building up drama, but then they don't resolve the drama properly. It just
feels like it kind of just loses its way. Like, okay, they're together now. They're like comfortable with each other. What do they do next? I have no idea. But you have to give it up for a couple of things. Like I said, I like the acting. I like most, or if not all, of the characters, even the creepy ones. Pretty good use of 80s soundtrack here. I don't know why, but I'm always more enthused when a movie's using an 80s soundtrack.
She was singing Prince.
She was singing Prince.
And they also used basically the title of the movie in this one.
Yeah. I'll tell you what it is. It's like when I'm watching a movie and then 80s stuff happens, it's like, oh, ain't that cute? It's the 80s. Mm-hmm. I don't feel that way when 90s stuff happens in movies.
Because you grew up in the 90s, so you're so used to it.
Yeah.
Plus, the 90s just felt like a very awkward transition phase.
90s kind of felt, it's kind of based on the clique you were in.
Yeah.
Like, all the cliques were really extreme in the 90s.
Yeah, basically. The punks were the punks, the goths were the goths, the jocks were the jocks.
Grunge, the nerds, the geeks.
Grunge, man, what happened to that?
It died.
It did die. Well,
grunge turned into emo,
and then the emo kids committed suicide.
No, emo's still around.
Well, I didn't know what emo was until like the early 2000s, so I wouldn't say that's 90s.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Grunge made way for the emo. They replaced it.
And then, what's happening with the emo lately? I haven't heard much of them.
They're just internet now. Like, I haven't seen any real emo people except on the internet.
And then
They're like almost
this...
mythical
I'm
creatures.
gonna go find that video.
Oh god. Are we going to figure out each classification of those dark genres, like goth, punk, scene kid, emo, all of that shit?
Stray, if you don't stop hijacking my review, I'm going to blow Canada up with rice.
I'll just eat it.
You can't eat it all, Stray.
We
They'll
have a
only
lot of
cook it.
Asian.
It won't be cooked, Stray. It'll be hard rice pellets.
We have birds.
Shut up.
Okay, continue.
I was gonna give it a 3. I want to give it more than a 3 because of Crazy Black Hobo. I mean, I think that knocks it up a few notches, but I still can't give it a 3.5. It was so close to a 4, though. And it's a shame that just the second half ruined it for me with its... I feel like a new word is on the tip of my tongue just to describe boring in a different way, but I have to figure that out. I'm gonna have to take that and temper it for later use. But for now, this movie gets a 3. From me. Because that rhymes. Hell yeah. Next time, we will be reviewing Clueless. Speaking of 90s, we've got the definitive 90s chick flick. So, make sure to join us next time, or we will all be forced to speak in Valley Girl throughout the whole review.
I don't know if I
God.
can do that.
I don't think I can do that.
I don't think I can do
okay.
that. I can do Puerto Rican. I can do Puerto Rican Valley
Many
Girl.
episodes of Absolutely Fabulous.
God.
Get it down by the time the movie review goes up.
Like, oh my god, I don't think I can do this. Yeah, it starts turning Puerto Rican for me.
It's so hard, you guys.
I can't do it without sounding Puerto Rican, I
You
swear.
guys can't. You guys. This is like how we tried keeping a British accent on for Bridget
Hey.
Jones.
We tried on
I'll put it on my British.
we tried on that one. We really tried, but it's really hard.
Crumpet.
Scones.
Shut up.
It's funny because if I was in Europe, that's how I would speak British. I just go up to random people. Crumpet.
Scones.
That's a nice bit of cookie right there.
I would love some bangers and mash.
Earl Grey
And-
tea. Huh?
Is that a TARDIS I spot?
Some fish and
Cumberbatch?
chips.
Cumberbatch?
Well, if it isn't Harry Potter, our newest celebrity.